decade ago, a man's fantasy became reality in a form never seen before. Kitchen Stadium, a giant cooking arena. The motivation for spending his fortune to create Kitchen Stadium was to encounter new original cuisines, which could be called true artistic creations. To realize his dream, he started choosing the top chefs of various styles of cooking. And he named his men the Iron Chefs, the invincible men of culinary skills. Iron Chef Japanese, Kome Nakamura. Iron Chef French, Hiroyuki Sakai. Iron Chef Chinese, Chen Kenichi. And Iron Chef Italian, Masahiko Kobe. Kitchen Stadium is the arena where Iron Chefs await the challenges of master chefs from around the world. Both the Iron Chef and Challenger have 1 hour to tackle the theme ingredient of the day. Using all their senses, skills, creativity, they're to prepare artistic dishes never tasted before. And if ever a challenger wins over the Iron Chef, he or she will gain the people's ovation and fame forever. Every battle, reputations are on the line in Kitchen Stadium, where master chefs pit their artistic creations against each other. What inspiration will today's challenger bring? And how will the Iron Chef fight back? The heat will be on!
If memory serves me right, the former Iron Chef Michiba was known as the mightiest Iron Chef of all. Thinking back, I recall one challenger who tied with Michiba, forcing him to fight an overtime battle. The name of the chef is Lin Kunbi. Apart from being a chef, he is a level 6 black belt in karate. Watching him in the kitchen, you'd think cooking was a form of martial arts. He is an evangelist of Fujian-style Chinese food, signified by the use of oolong tea leaves as seasoning. Lin recently contacted me and told me this.
I lost to Michiba-san in the overtime battle. Well, ever since then, I wanted a revenge match. I realize now that I know he's retired. So I want to battle the new Iron Chef, Nakamura-san, and come out with a clear and clean win.
Like a bull fixed on his target, we cannot turn our backs and run away. So we face his challenge. Today's challenger, the chef who tied with Michiba, the evangelist of Fujian Chinese food, head chef of New Koden in Yokohama, Lin Kunbi. Let us briefly review his career as a chef. At age 18, he joined the kitchen of Fukushindo in Tsukiji, Tokyo, where he received training under Zhang Renfu, then the leader of Fujian cuisine. And at a tender age of 31, Lin opened the first Fujian-style dim sum restaurant in Japan, New Koden. In October 1995, Lin stepped into my Kitchen Stadium to fight Michiba and open the eyes of the tasters to Fujian food. His efforts resulted in the very first overtime battle ever in Kitchen Stadium history, but he could not win over Michiba.
Well, I know that no one has gone as far as the overtime battle with Michiba-san, but it just makes my blood boil when I think about that defeat.
Lin is back to seek revenge and settle the score against the man who has succeeded Michiba's position. So now, Lin, let us see the strength and caliber that threatened Michiba once again in the Kitchen Stadium.
There's no doubt that I'm going to win.
して道端を引き分けたあの男が再び挑戦状を叩きつけてまいりました。おそらくその目的はただ一つ。さあ皆さん、大きな拍手でお迎えください。歴史に残る名勝負を演じた福建料理の伝道師、横浜龍湖伝総料理長林君美。
All right, once again, the level 6 black belt in karate entering the stadium. Last year, logging overtime and losing, so a score to settle. He'll try to do it against the new Iron Chef Japanese.
どうも、
Hi.
お久しぶりです。
It's nice to see you.
さあ、それでは早速顔ぶれが変わった3人の鉄人を登場させましょう。よみがえるアイアンシェフ。
Now ascending in the kitchen stadium, the nation's culinary leaders, your Iron Chefs. Iron Chef Chinese, Chen Kenichi. Iron Chef French, Hiroyuki Sakai. And Iron Chef Japanese, Komei Nakamura. Here they stand, the invincible men of culinary skills.
あなたの標的はすでに決まっているはずです。さあ、誰と戦いますか？
Nakamura-san, please!
All right, Nakamura, Michibo's replacement on the spot against a challenger seeking revenge. Iron Chef Japanese Komei Nakamura, the driving force behind Naraman, one of the country's top formal Japanese restaurants, and yet he continues to explore new frontiers. Today, against a man who took the mighty Michiba to overtime, the pressure's on.
前回素晴らしい試合を見せてくれた今日の挑戦者、それは邪念を捨て頭を空っぽにしたような戦いぶりでした。そこで私はピンときたのです。緑、赤、黄色、思う存分使ってください。それでは発表します。今日のテーマはこれです。ピーマン。
Another intriguing matchup, an expert in Fujian-style Chinese cuisine testing new Iron Chef Nakamura, challenger Lin seeking payback for the overtime loss. Bell peppers the theme. We are set. Let's get it on!
On it! Kazan!
Bang a gong, we are on and chomping down on a bell pepper. The chairman pumped up as well for this one with flair and still chewing that bell pepper as the men frantically up at the stand grabbing their share from the 3 different colored ones up there, Doc.
Right, they're from New Zealand, we've been told, and also remember Japan imports bell peppers from the Netherlands as well. And they're starting to grow the red yellow ones here too.
All right, and challenger already on the way back down. And now let's introduce our guests for today's battle. First, we've got singer Reiko Kato. Welcome.
It's my pleasure to be here.
And composer who's getting ready for a major opera production next year, Shigeaki Saigusa. And our commentator, as always, Dr. Yukio Hattori. Doc?
Always a pleasure.
All right, now here, the challenger, look, some calligraphy work.
Whoa.
Lifting a page from the man who beat him last time, Iron Chef Michiba. Bright red ink there.
He's really good at this.
Okay, and maybe too good for us to make out exactly what the characters are that he's writing there. But, okay, I can't make out the character for spring.
Yeah, that's there.
Okay.
What's his boat?
Okay, and you are right, he is good. And doesn't that say New Year in Chinese?
I think that's probably
Okay,
it.
so
Right.
something
New
to
Year.
do with New Year's right there.
Fukusan.
Floor reporter Shinichiro to go.
I asked Iron Chef Nakamura about today's theme, bell peppers, and he told me that's a difficult ingredient, but he says, I am thinking about making sauces which take advantage of those bright colors.
All right, thanks. They do have a colorful assortment there.
Sure do.
And Iron Chef Nakamura taking advantage of lobster right there. Working quickly. Nakamura winning his debut. Afterwards said he was so nervous, but relieved to get the win.
Right, saw the character for oolong tea there.
Oolong cha there.
He did that last time, remember? So I'm pretty sure he'll probably incorporate oolong tea leaves
All
again
right,
here.
and the challenger menu already written.
Fukusan,
Yes,
we're hearing that the Iron Chef's assistants are looking for some bricks.
bricks.
Yeah, bricks.
Right there.
Oh yeah, they've got
What's
them.
that all about?
Whatever.
Maybe
Okay, I
to
think-
use to add some weight to that one?
Yeah, they're pressing something. You see that?
Okay, something wrapped in a towel there. We'll see if Ota is able to give us the lowdown on that. Meantime, Lynn, he might be tempted if he saw Bricks to give him a karate chop. But here, something very delicate, close quarters work.
Well, remember the last time he carved out the tasters' names,
Oh,
right?
yeah, right. Yeah, he
Wow.
made name tags for all of the tasters.
Right. And last time it was a different color, though. It's red today. It looks like he's working on there.
Okay, well, let's see. Take a guess. What is that, a bell
Fukusan?
pepper? Yes.
Yeah, the answer to the question that you asked about what the Iron Chef is pressing with the bricks is he wanted the extra weight to squeeze the excess water out of blocks of tofu.
Oh, it's tofu. It is.
All right,
Okay.
tofu wrapped in there.
Okay, interesting. I see.
Okay, and now Challenger side bell peppers in the food processor right there.
Yeah, got the red ones on the go.
Okay, perhaps the first step in making a red-colored bell pepper sauce by Challenger Lin Kunbi. It was about 5 months ago when he locked up with then Iron Chef Michiba. They tied in regulation with potatoes before Michiba won in overtime with sweet potatoes. And what's this one say here?
Spring.
Okay, spring.
Oh, it is spring, yeah.
Talk about being dexterous.
All right, better than me with using a brush.
Fukusan.
Yes.
I asked Iron Chef Nakamoto how he feels about battling a challenger who tied the great Michiba-san, and Nakamoto-san said, well, I'm told that he's a great chef, and I'll try to keep my spirits up until the end, but Michiba-san almost lost a bell pepper battle? Wow, I guess I'll try and win this thing by creating great sauces.
Well, Michiba did lose a bell pepper battle. One battle in which bell peppers was the theme. Nakamoto noting earlier it is a difficult theme ingredient.
Definitely, yeah.
And, in baseball, you've got your sophomore jinx. Nakamoto with an outstanding debut. Will he be subject to a sophomore jinx today? Now, Challenger chopping.
Oh, that's pretty,
What
isn't
is
it?
she ingredient? What is he using?
Doc?
You're asking me?
Winter melon, maybe?
Bamboo shoots? I don't know.
Hey, making an
Fukusan?
archway. Yes.
This greenish-white vegetable that he's now slicing decoratively is daikon radish.
Daikon.
All right. Sure,
The
sure.
pale green arch created, and now we slow that down, and you can see the incredible precision.
The man's a machine. Look at that concentration.
Unbelievable.
At millimeter width right there.
Yeah, I can see why the man is a level 6 black belt in karate.
No, is that true?
He's also got an artistic side, played in the high school
means a lot
band, at
there.
one time was considering getting a music degree.
Oh, really?
So he's got an athletic side and an artistic side and uses both in his cooking.
Okay, now look at the Iron Chef here. He's grating bell peppers.
Okay,
Red ones.
right there, and it almost looks like a tomato.
So bright,
It
yeah.
is, yeah. Very much
So what do you think here? Getting this together perhaps for a sauce?
It could very well be, sure.
All right, his assistant grating that, and the challenger now here in the
Uni,
bowl.
uni.
Sea urchin roe and some eggs, I believe, also in there.
Fukusan?
Yes.
I asked Challenger Lin how many dishes he's shooting for today, and he said bell peppers are difficult to serve as a main dish, so I'd be happy with 4. He says I'd also like to include a dessert if possible.
All right, shooting for a quartet.
All right, let's swing back to the Iron Chef here if we can. It's got something in the blender.
Okay, green ones.
Right, now I'm thinking by looking at this, it's going to be a mousse.
All right,
Something
these
like
were
that.
boiled, right?
Right, and then chilled, I believe.
Okay.
Or will be chilled later. And you could chill them again, too, as a puree or something along those lines.
Sure.
Could be a sauce.
Okay, assistant grating the red bell peppers just a few moments
Yeah,
ago.
lots of options. We just have to wait and see.
Okay, and now let's see over on the challenger side. Get back there. I believe they've got some snapper over there that's being prepared.
Right, and I imagine he'll be frying this.
You can tell from the way he's slicing it.
Well, that's what it looks like to me.
Okay, now a mesh or net pattern
Yeah,
they're making.
yeah.
Not slicing all the way through, about to the skin. And let's see, now slicing it into pieces. A lot of finesse right here with the blade work being employed by Challenger Lin.
Yeah, he's one of the best I've seen with the knife. Amazing.
Right.
And, he's added something in there. What was that?
Whoa.
That's on the Iron Chef side.
What's going on here?
Took some sort of burning piece of paper or something and lit the pan.
Hey, check it out here.
Oh, yeah.
Look, flames.
Fukusan?
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell you about that. Iron Chef Nakamoto added a whole bottle of shochu spirits and honey to this pot of boiling red, green, and yellow bell peppers.
All
Okay,
right.
see, yeah.
Shochu made from wheat and pretty strong.
Well, obviously, it's still burning.
I remember seeing that bottle somewhere.
Yeah.
I can spot liquor very quickly.
Okay, one whole bottle in there and some of the good stuff too. And what's the effect of doing this?
Well, obviously, the fire is to get rid of the alcohol. But the real intention is, I imagine, to draw out the flavor of the vegetable a little bit better.
Huh, okay.
Fukusan.
Yes.
Iron Chef Nakamoto says, I'm not trying to copy the challenger, but I was thinking about a dessert too, so both sides are planning bell pepper desserts.
Well, hear that?
Maybe an ice cream? Bell pepper ice cream?
Well, would have to make sure to sweeten it.
That's true.
But there's green tea ice cream? I mean, it
Yeah,
looks
we've
like it.
got green tea ice cream. Might look like that. And now Lynn here, frying job. Can't tell what that is.
No, I can't see it from here. What
Maybe
was
the
that?
fish?
Fukusan.
Yes.
These are red snapper fillets.
All right, yeah, the snapper fillets that he'd been working over there with the blade of the cleaver. cross-cut slits into those and expanding in hot oil. And back with Nakamura now, the green bell pepper puree. Yes.
Iron Chef Nakamura says he's already added kudzu starch to this puree of green bell peppers.
All right, thanks, big fella.
Huh, that's different.
Putting the starch in. Okay.
Okay, so we can assume it's got to be for his dessert, right?
You'd think so, yeah. And it would have to be chilled again then,
Okay,
right?
quite runny and indirectly being cooked. And why so shallow in the pan there?
Maybe for slicing them later and getting them in like
Right. He's got to put it in like noodles. It's a style called kudzugiri.
I see.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it looked like the green tea noodles, you mean?
All right, noodle form seems to be the consensus.
Okay, now what's the red thing on the challenger
Okay,
side?
getting back over there,
Yeah,
Doc.
that's
It's hang on. I know it.
Yeah, I know too. Yes.
The ingredients in the Challenger's frying pan are swallow's nest, Chinese rice wine, ginger, and Chinese vine berries.
Vine berries, yes, that's it.
Of course.
All right.
Good for your eyes, supposedly.
Okay, and what could this one possibly be?
I have no idea yet.
Is that soy milk?
Right.
Okay.
You are right, sir. Soy milk on the Iron Chef side.
Yes.
Okay, maybe it'll be used in combination with his green bell pepper kudzu starch mix, and that may end up as noodles then.
Yeah, that soy milk does have me a little
Okay,
baffled.
and some scallops here on the Challenger side.
Okay, there's got to be liqueur or something added. to this, I think.
Yes.
Hattori-san is right. He has Chinese rice wine in this one too. Back to you.
Okay, yeah, I thought
Okay,
so.
a
Sure.
warm bath of Chinese rice wine.
Yeah, just lightly cooked with that.
So both sides hitting the bottle. Lin with Chinese rice wine, Nakamura with shochu.
Okay, and see that? He started to chill it now.
The scallops?
Yeah.
So maybe an appetizer?
I'd have to say so.
All right.
Now, the Iron Chef looks to be finished with this one here.
Ooh, pretty.
And pretty quick, too. Already gelled.
Looking
Yeah,
good.
maybe with a little of the honey and brown
Yeah.
syrup.
Ooh, it could be quite refreshing. It's not too
Think
sweet.
he'll do it that way?
I'm not sure yet.
Wouldn't it smell green?
I have no idea what it would even taste like. Let alone smell.
Concern over the smell? But he will serve them cold.
That I think is a given.
All right, now what's the story with the soy milk? I thought it might be going with the kudzu jelly noodles, but here,
No, this is separate.
another puree.
Yeah.
Soy milk and bell pepper together in a liquid form for now.
You know, today's so tough to call.
That one's a stumper.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now, Lynn, the scallops on blue plates.
Oh, okay, so that's pretty much what we thought, using the scallops as they were.
Your blue plate special right there.
So you'll probably be adding a variety of different sauces on this.
Okay.
30 minutes have elapsed.
Dressed up nicely, and 30 minutes gone, 30 to go into the second half, and there, Lynn adding oolong tea.
There it is. We've been waiting for it.
Fujian province in China, well known for the oolong tea that's produced there. And last time Lin was here, he used oolong tea, even the tea leaves in several of his
Fukusan,
dishes. Yes.
the items the Challenger has placed in his blender are spinach, red bell pepper puree, and, as you've already pointed out, oolong tea.
Okay, so that could be some kind of sauce there.
Okay, now hang on a second. Let's get back to the Iron Chef here.
All right, let's
Now
see.
what's-
It is here, what?
Blue cheese.
God, that is blue cheese.
Wow.
Nakamura getting down with blue
This
cheese.
is bizarre.
Kind of move that reminds you of Michiba.
Yeah, okay, now let's go back to the Challenger here. What's he doing? What is this?
Fukusan,
Yes.
the ingredients here in the bowl that the Challenger is kneading by hand are rice flour, yellow bell pepper puree, and sugar.
Okay, well, I'd say that's for
I
dessert.
would say a dessert too, yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
got the rice flour that you use to make dumplings.
Oh, remember the menu? He had something called, what was it, Full Moon.
Yeah?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I'm thinking that he'll make sweet dumplings with like a sweet bean paste in the
see,
middle.
Full moon, all right.
Right,
Full
yeah,
moon
so-
tea ceremony.
Yeah.
Anyone want to take a stab at that one?
How about floating the dumpling right in the tea?
There you go.
Hey, yeah, that
Okay,
could work.
okay, I see.
All right, now back with Nakamura, food processor loaded up right there. Let's see if we can find out what is in
Fukusan,
that.
Is this tofu?
Tofu. Go ahead, Ota.
Fukusan, yeah, right. In the blender here on the Iron Chef side, he has tofu, white miso, rice vinegar, bell pepper puree, sugar, light soy sauce, and the before-mentioned blue cheese.
Blue cheese in
I'm
this one.
lost. Tofu, miso, cheese, sugar.
Is this going to be a sauce as
No
well?
idea where he's going. It's too early to say anything here.
Has to be, definitely.
And Fukusan,
Go ahead.
we know that Challenger Lin Kumbi is a level 6 black belt in Okinawa-style karate. He says that cooking is a martial art form too, but so we asked Iron Chef Nakamura about his background in sports and martial arts, and he said, well, I used to be a long-distance runner.
Marathon man, but it's paying off here in the kitchen. He's got the stamina.
Sure, and he's just added the kudzu starch strips into the yellow bell pepper here.
Sort of
didn't
like a bowl.
Okay, so the yellow bell pepper being used as a bowl to house the jellied noodles.
Kudzukiri style,
he?
right?
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
they've even got a lid there.
Okay, but we still have the question: is he going to add the brown sugar syrup to it, like we normally do, or something else?
Like a good chef would.
Now, let's swing back to the Challenger here.
Okay, brown sugar syrup could
This
go
one
good
right
though.
here. You see this?
Yep.
This is
The one with the spinach, I believe.
I have no idea.
Mixed together.
Red bell peppers and spinach.
Right, with the oolong tea added.
With
no?
the green color dominating.
Oh, is that the one? Okay.
Oolong tea's in there
Way
too.
too difficult for me.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Anybody can take a guess?
I say stretch it, make gyoza skin.
Oh, gyoza.
Right, you know, the skin.
Okay, now back to the Iron Chef here.
Yes.
Iron Chef Nakamura has ordered some expensive Dom Perignon to be opened.
Okay, look at this. Yeah, he's opening right there.
Breaking out the bubbly.
No way, stick around.
Fuki-san.
Yes?
Yeah, I asked him what he's going to do with it, and wondering which dish he was going to. And he replied, "quote I'm going to drink it."
Iron Chef tips.
Just by himself. Now, swing back to the challenger here. That's the full moon dumpling.
Full moon dumpling, yes.
But he's added meat and something else inside there. Anybody?
Whoa! Nakamura burning it up right
Look
there.
out.
Maybe that's where the champagne ended up.
Could be.
Abalone and Dom
Abalone,
Perignon.
yeah. Okay, oh, that could be, yeah.
Smells great.
Just wonderful.
Certainly does, yeah.
All right, and check it out. An intense shot of flamola. Iron Chef Nakamura fueling the flames with Dom Perignon to burn. My goodness.
Look out.
Wine.
Oh,
Wine only.
he says wine.
Oh, okay.
Said it was wine. After all that, guess he is going to drink the Dom Perignon after all by his lonesome.
It's so funny.
That would be nice to see, yeah.
I don't know, the bottle or the dishes. I don't think he can finish both. Now, here at the
Now,
Challenger.
this has the Chinese vine berries, prawns, and pork, right?
Okay, ingredients all minced.
And red bell peppers, I think.
Okay, red bell peppers, yes, clearing the theme requirement. And in the dumpling, too, remember, he used yellow bell peppers. So on this one, the Challenger doubling down with bell peppers for making the full moons for his full moon tea ceremony offering. Challenger Lin Kunbi there wrapping it up.
Now, I think this is going to be rather hot and spicy.
Hot and spicy looking effort there.
That's the challenger side, I believe, right? Yeah, that's going to be a hot and spicy dish.
Wonder if the Tobanjan's already in there.
It looks like it, doesn't it? I think that's going to be the sauce for the snapper.
Ah,
Red
good
snapper.
point.
Yeah.
Good point.
The deep fried pieces.
Exactly.
Right, I
Right.
see.
Okay, and he is adding some items to it right there.
Well, the fish is already fried once, right? So they'll put a thick sauce over top of the fried pieces. You see?
Oh.
Oh, here we go. There
Yeah,
you go.
all right.
Yeah.
So he's already added starch to thicken up the sauce then.
Exactly. That's already in there.
Okay,
now-
and that one looking like it's close to being done.
Oh, hang on. He's got the Dom now. This is the Iron Chef.
This is it here?
Yeah. What's he doing?
Fuki-san.
Yes.
Iron Chef Nakamura now says that he'll be serving the champagne to the tasters as an aperitif.
All right.
Oh, thank goodness.
And here, look.
Oh, what's that?
No, this one?
What was
Red
it?
bell peppers?
Red bell peppers, yeah.
To go.
All right, 15 minutes left, and look at that effervesce.
So it's going to be served just like that? Oh, I know. It's going to be served like almost like individual glasses, like a cocktail.
All right.
Yeah.
Dom Perignon and red bell pepper juice combined together in that one. You'll get a couple of kicks from that cocktail. It'll certainly be a first here in Kitchen Stadium.
Okay, now what's this?
Well, okay, hang on. Oh, this is a puree.
Okay, it must be the one with the red bell
Now,
peppers.
hang on. This is making my previous statement wrong. I said brown sugar syrup, right?
Think you did. Think you
Okay,
did.
instead,
Okay.
red bell pepper sauce.
Okay,
Right,
well,
all
now it
three
makes
colors
sense.
in
I'm
this
sorry, okay?
Okay, now
the
on the
tofu?
Challenger side here, what?
This is the Challenger.
Adding something that looks like snow.
What's that?
Check it out.
Fuki-san.
Yes.
Yeah, this creamy white mixture that the Challenger is placing on top of this is whipped egg whites.
Okay, egg white.
A meringue, right?
Right, exactly. Sure.
Okay, now didn't he have snow something on his menu?
Yeah, what was it? Snow Mountain in the spring or something like that?
All right,
Okay.
let's see. Well, that's the dish, I guess.
Yeah. So it's supposed to represent new sprouts coming out, I guess, in the
Okay,
spring.
looky here.
Oh,
Spring character on top.
All right.
Yeah.
Can't get any clearer than that.
Not really.
Very festive, celebrating the coming of spring.
Well, there's his artistic side.
I like his imagination.
Wonderful.
Very good, yeah.
Both sides with a lot of visual appeal today.
Okay, now let's go back to the Challenger.
Okay,
Look at this.
collection of
No,
gyoza.
he's wrapping up the prawns and the pork, I think. Is that right?
But now he's using what? Oh, he's using that. I see.
It has vine berries
Kusan.
too. Right. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. The filling for these gyoza, as she said, is the minced prawns and pork mix.
Okay, so he's getting a little extra mileage out of that
Right,
mix
so
then.
it's the same as the other one, right?
Right.
This full moon
And
thing.
they're cooking up right there.
Right, he's boiling them in, is that oolong tea?
Okay.
Kusan.
Yes.
The filling for these dumplings is a combination of minced red bell peppers, prawns, pork, and the skin is made from rice flour, blended yellow bell peppers, and what he's boiling them in is, in fact, oolong tea.
All right, thanks, Ota. You got it
okay.
right.
Okay, now I got it.
What?
Now I got it. The challenge is going to pan fry the green gyoza.
Okay,
Right.
so the green gyoza pieces will be fried then.
Doing it in the original way, the way you should do
Okay.
gyoza. Okay. So the
Okay,
dumplings
yes.
are being boiled in oolong tea to create the contrast.
Doc, it all sounds fine and dandy, but we've got less than 8 minutes left.
8 minutes, really?
Hey, when I pop into a place to order gyoza, it takes him longer than 8 minutes to get to the table, so he'd better step it up.
That's true, yeah. Okay, now, you just dumped him in the pot.
Okay, right there, yes.
All right. Okay,
You missed.
yeah, pan frying not possible.
Why no gyoza?
Fukusan,
Yes.
yeah, Challenger Lin overheard you saying that he won't have time to finish them, and he said, "Oh yes, I will. I have time. Don't pressure me."
He'll finish him, but he won't fry him.
Okay.
That's
All right. Well, don't upset the man. He's black belt in karate.
Yes.
The ingredients stuffed into the lobster shells are boiled red, green, and yellow bell peppers, all thinly sliced, and tofu puree with the blue cheese, and all of that was combined with the original shells to create the presentation you're seeing here.
Oh, okay.
Tofu cheese sauce.
Right, well, this is called shirae, using tofu in this form. Of course, we don't usually use cheese.
You wouldn't think a Japanese chef would use blue cheese.
Not at all.
It
no.
adds so much body.
Right, now the Challenger is not going to use the head of the red snapper, though, right?
No, he's not. But the hot and spicy one with the fillets is looking like this right here.
So what, he shifted gears on us
And
there?
using bell pepper bowls.
I think they'll go on top.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, I think. Well, it looks really good.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Really nice color combination.
Like an assortment of flowers blooming in spring right there.
Yeah, that's
Courtesy
really
of
good.
the
Very
challenger, Lin Kunbi, trying to get a win the second
Fukusan.
time around. Yes.
The sauce you see for this item was made from soy sauce, vinegar, sugar, red bell pepper puree, sesame seed oil, and potato starch. That was then used to flavor the fried vegetables and snapper stuffed into the bell peppers.
All right, thanks.
Okay, now take a look at the Iron Chef here.
Okay, here's the uni.
No, that's not sea urchin, it's abalone, right? On the abalone slices.
Okay, he's pasting it, and there it is right there.
Bell pepper puree.
Yes, go ahead.
This paste is made from blending red bell pepper puree and egg yolks together.
Thanks. Red bell pepper and egg yolk.
Okay, well, that means it's going to be cooked.
But from now, does he have enough time to do it?
No idea. Check out the Challenger. You see, he's got his full moon deal here. There they
Okay,
are.
looks to be a done deal now.
And Fukusan?
Yes.
Originally, he was boiling these in oolong tea, if you'll remember, but then he added red bell pepper puree to the mix, and that's it.
Okay, so that's why the liquid's color is a little bit more reddish now.
5
And
minutes.
5 minutes left, crunch time in this one.
Yeah, the sea urchin mix went somewhere, right?
I know where.
Hang on, let's look at the Iron Chef here.
Hey, Swallow's Nest on the Iron Chef side, and under 5 minutes to go now.
Oh, Swallow's Nest. Nice.
And adding it right there to the soy milk green pepper blend in the earthen pot, some kind of soup offering, I'd say. It's been hard to predict what the cooking's going to be like in this one.
I know. Now, I hate to bring it up again, but where is the sea urchin room?
No, that was on the Challenger side,
Yes,
right?
Lynn broke it out.
Okay.
But the uni out of sight, no trace of it, and now removing these from the oven.
Oh, he was grilling them. I see.
Okay, I
Okay,
see.
to char the surface of the containers.
Oh, okay, I think we mentioned something along those lines.
Yeah,
right?
what did we say?
It gets rid of the excess smell, right? And of course, you can eat the lid as well.
All right.
Now look at the Iron Chef. Remember, I told you we'd be cooking
Right,
this one, right?
that-
And you did in the salamander
Okay,
oven.
gotta go
That's
quick now.
That's the abalone.
Sliced abalone with the smothering of a red bell pepper paste applied to the surface, now cooking it up in the oven, giving that a broil.
Oh, that's did it. Okay.
Now,
Okay.
let's get back to the Challenger here for a second. What's he got?
Sea urchin sauce.
Okay, you picked that?
think so.
Yeah.
Finally.
Okay, and he is using the head.
Right, for his dip.
Okay. I see. Wow. That's nice.
So it's a mix of sea urchin roe and egg yolk in the sauce, if I recall correctly.
It
And
looks great.
he is adding more items to this one right now.
Yeah. Interesting. That is really nice presentation there.
Yellow bell peppers.
You know, this is like a tennis match.
Color
Let's go back to the Iron Chef here.
rising on that one, with the challenger using the deep fried remains of a red snapper for presentation.
Yeah. Now look at this. If we can get back to the Iron Chef.
Okay, they're done broiling.
Yeah. No, he's got.
And
this
going
one.
into the abalone shell, resting atop a fried green pepper mattress.
Okay.
Tell you what today, great looking dishes coming from both sides in this cross cuisine battle, Nakamura and Lin.
This is an amazing battle. Yeah.
Neither man holding back, and now a minute to go. Final 60 seconds for Challenger Lin. The final minute of 2.5 hours of cooking in Kitchen Stadium in the last 5 months. He's cooked here more than Iron Chef Nakamura, who will be offering a champagne bell pepper cocktail to the tasters. Nakamura in just his second battle after a successful debut in a tough duel with foie gras, but here in battle number 2, having to face the Fujian-style Chinese cuisine wizardry of Lin Kunbi, who forced former Iron Chef Michiba to go to overtime before
30
losing to the
seconds
mightiest
to
of the
go.
Iron Chefs. And now he is looking to settle a score here and even up his record and beat the man who's replaced Michiba, the new Iron Chef Japanese, Kome Nakamura. Both he and Lin putting their hearts and souls into all their
15
dishes today.
seconds to go.
A spectacular looking job, the abalone dish from Nakamura. Challenger
10
Lin now
seconds to
easing
go.
back, looks to be done on that side, making it happen today with bell pepper while
5
Nakamura
seconds.
sprinting to the finish line in this
3,
one. The final
2,
seconds ticking
1.
down, and that's it. The cooking's done. The bell pepper battle is over.
Including overtime last time, you could say this is your third battle. You should have felt relaxed.
Yeah, I managed to pull off the 4 dishes that I had in mind. I tried to present the season of spring in China for our tasters.
Okay, and your 4 dishes, did they turn out as you had planned?
Well, I have to say that I am quite proud of them.
Great.
Yes.
You have 5 dishes today. Now, did they turn out for you the way you...
I was able to give a touch I had in mind. I'd say so.
Really? And any comments about Chef Lin?
He's a great chef, you know.
Yes, he
He
is.
once tied with Master Michiba.
Right, he
I
did.
just did my best today.
Okay.
Challenger Lin is offering 4 dishes. First, Chinese salad with sea urchin sauce, topped by a meringue. It all represents a snow-capped mountain in early spring. The firm texture of bell peppers and fluffy meringue make a surprisingly effective match. And the full-bodied sea urchin sauce adds a lot of depth, but does not overpower the dish. Second, sweet and sour snapper and red bell pepper. Here, the bell pepper bowl represents a treasure chest. The sweet and sour sauce harmonizes the flavor of deep-fried red snapper with that of bell pepper. The flavor of the bell pepper has also penetrated into the carefully prepared pieces of snapper fillet. Third, green bell pepper gyoza. The bitter flavor of green bell pepper skin was neutralized by cooking the gyoza pieces in oolong tea and then offering them in a delicious broth made from prawn heads. And Lin's hot and spicy sauce does the job of tying together all the elements of the dish. Last, oolong tea dumpling. The challenger again resorting to the use of oolong tea. Inside the full moon dumplings reside bits of bell pepper which announce themselves through their firm texture. Iron Chef Nakamura is offering 5 dishes. First, red bell pepper cocktail, made by taking a red bell pepper puree and adding it to champagne. The slight bitterness of red bell pepper adds a unique sting to the Dom Perignon used for the refreshing opener. Second, abalone red bell pepper flavor. The grated red bell pepper paste, which has an appearance resembling that of sea urchin roe, is slightly sweet and also offers a neat twist in texture. Third, lobster and bell pepper salad, flavored with an out-of-left-field tofu and blue cheese dressing. The Iron Chef finds the right balance between the sweetness of cheese and bitterness of bell peppers. Fourth, cherry blossom soup, taking green bell pepper juice, adding soy milk, and finishing it with swallow's nest. The soy milk adds body but allows the green bell pepper to express its flavor and aroma. Last is Jewel Box Dessert. What a finish! Using all 3 colors of bell peppers. The yellow one houses jellied noodles made from green bell peppers, which are topped by a red bell pepper sauce. And now the moment of truth, tasting and judgment. On the panel today for the bell pepper battle are novelist Tamio Kageyama, singer Reiko Kato, composer Shigeaki Saigusa, and culinary critic Asako Kishi. First, the dishes of Challenger Lin.
Please enjoy the main ingredients with this sea urchin sauce.
The almost crispy texture of the bell peppers is so pleasant, and on top there's the meringue representing snow which melts in my mouth. Quite a perfect dish this is.
The bell peppers maintain the texture, and the sea urchin sauce, which I thought was going to overpower things, was actually very light. But I want to save the character's spring. I don't really want to eat it.
Tansu is the sweet and sour sauce. You've made a solid base of it, a flavor you can count on. Goes well with bell peppers.
Thank you.
You know, the taste is obviously Chinese food. It tastes like sweet and sour pork, but the visual of the dish is, I don't know, almost Italian.
Challenger Lin now serving his green gyoza in soup.
I was really surprised to see you add oolong tea when this was in the blender. I learned a lot, really, to see the special tricks in Chinese cooking. I never thought you could use oolong tea as a seasoning like this. It's a great idea.
I think the spinach has overpowered the bell peppers in this particular dish, unfortunately. Yeah, I think so.
The bell pepper-esque character is missing. The color is there, but the bell pepper flavor is somewhere else.
Very bell pepper. I mean, it tastes like bell peppers of old. This is probably the most explicit in addressing today's ingredient.
I confirmed once again your caliber as a chef. You were so creative in your dishes, but when it comes to bell peppers, because the ingredient was difficult, I didn't see many dishes in which bell peppers were in the center of the stage.
Now up the dishes of Iron Chef Nakamura.
After the first bite, I noticed the bell peppers were kind of like knocking on my door, you know what I mean? Also, it's very easy to drink. In fact, it's even easier than drinking regular Dom Perignon.
It's a very wild approach, but the wildness is most certainly controlled by the champagne. Very well balanced.
Taking red bell peppers and grating them was the right thing to do to maximize the texture, and also it brought out the sweetness of the bell peppers.
You have the shell of abalone with some cherry blossoms, and at the bottom there's a blanket of green bell peppers. As I eat, I'm enjoying new scenery opening up in front of me. Wonderful presentation.
I agree.
For people who need more than just the tofu dressing, mixing the blue cheese in like this is a great idea. Maybe this will become an everyday recipe at restaurants. Adding a bit of blue cheese like this as a hidden ingredient, fantastic idea.
The part covered with sauce and the aroma of bell peppers truly match quite nice. And the saltiness of the caviar on top enhances that combination to the utmost. Simply delicious.
Among the 4-5 dishes, this wasn't up to his standard, I don't think.
I love kuzukiri. I make them myself sometimes. But with bell peppers, the texture is ruined, you know. The jelly-like firmness is lost. Such a pity.
I must say that because of that, I'm really loving this dessert. You know, women love healthy dishes these days, well, especially these days, and I think many women would really go for this dessert. In my opinion.
It needs more sweetness, don't you think?
No, I don't think it's that.
Right.
No.
Healthy food isn't sweet.
All your dishes were creative. I mean, highly original dishes, yet at the same time I saw a nice flow from course to course, starting from the cocktail. I was so impressed with the design of all the courses.
ピーマンという中身が空っぽの素材にあふれんばかりのアイデアを詰め込んでくれた今日の2人の料理人。全鉄人道場は今日の挑戦者と引き分けました。果たして新鉄人は。それでは発表します。
Today, a pair of evenly matched high-powered chefs battling, each in their second appearance in Kitchen Stadium. Challenger Lin going for the win after the overtime loss. Iron Chef Nakamura delivering once again. Who takes it? Whose cuisine reigns supreme?
鉄人中村浩平
It's the Iron Chef Nakamura, 2 for 2. No jinx the second time around, winning a beauty of a battle and applauded immediately by Challenger Lin. A classy gesture on his part. He's got nothing to hang his head about. What a job he did today, but Nakamura's was better, though both men can take satisfaction. All right, let's check the scores. Kageyawa 1917 Iron Chef, Kato 20-18 Iron Chef, Saigusa 18-16 Iron Chef, Kishi 17-15 Iron Chef, sweeping his way to the W. He said it last time, his job is to win, period. Mission accomplished today for Iron Chef Japanese Kome Nakamura.